Okay, I am in shock. I feel like I was fucking bamboozled, bitch. Like, just from 2 videos alone, has Sid been the problem the whole time?
So in April, me and her had became friends again. And the thing about S is like she's all about a good time. Like all she wants to do is have fun and get up and just stop thinking about her problems.
I see this bitch come down the stairs. I'm like, what's up, ho? What's all that talking? This bitch take off and run. This bitch run up the steps. I'm like,
I was like, hold the fuck up. Krislyn's video wasn't about Sid, so she was like barely mentioned in it, but what they were saying kind of coincided with each other. Krislyn was definitely lying, totally BSing at this part where she said this.
She had these pills and she would give me some. And I'm not going to say the type pill on YouTube, but if you know, you know, you know, you know. These pills would just take all of my emotions away.
How do I know? Because this was after the whole situation where she had got arrested for pills. So I don't know why she's acting like Sid introduced her to this for the first time. You already been taking them at this point. So what's that?
So Krislyn bought with her own money 2 grams, $20 worth of bean, which was 10 beans, and then there was 6 Xanax, okay? Okay, so Krislyn, everything was bagged up separately, right? And Krislyn she had a little pill bottle, and she opened it, and she took the weed out of the bag, put it in there, and I had 6 Xanax of mine that were tied up in my bag, and she put them in her purse. The plan was to go to the same fucking place, the whole fucking tail. And she texted me, and she was like, why are y'all following me? Like, kind of being a bitch. To go take her little weed and go smoke it by herself with her mans. Mind you, the place that Krislyn took her man to go smoke, her man had already told her he did not want to smoke there because it's hot as fuck. And just a few days before, like, this had all happened, we went over there to smoke, and there was hella people over there, and we couldn't even smoke. And I told her, I was like, Krislyn, we don't even come here no more to smoke because 12 is hot noon. She has never been in trouble with the police, so she thinks she's invincible and never gonna get in trouble.
Now, here's what really got me. In Krislyn's recent video, she said that Sid is in it for a good time, and part of that is her taking these pills, which I believe are Xanax. If you follow Sid, you know that's true. Like, she kind of is always down. Like, you always see her partying and, like, lit and drinking stuff. But Sid makes it seem like all she does is smoke weed and drink. But she made it seem like she stopped doing that stuff.
Yeah, Krislyn's been on beans. Joe, Kate, Prince, and Krislyn all have been on beans. I don't be off Xans. I can't take Xans because I have seizures, so, and those, like, can make me have seizures. So all I do is smoke weed, and that helps.
I feel like Krislyn was trying to make it seem like Sydney was the first one to expose her to that stuff, and I really just don't believe too much of what Krislyn says, but this is the next part. So Sid used to date this guy Joe. Joe now has a new girlfriend. Sid and his new girlfriend, who is Caitlyn, got into it, and they got into a whole fist fight. Sid said that Krislyn had set up that fight. Sid also said that Joe was abusive, and basically she was over him, she was done with him, and Joe and his new girlfriend Caitlyn would always be like basically terrorizing her and talking shit to her and all this stuff, like keep fucking with her, even though like she does not want him, and like she's telling him like leave her alone. So in Caitlyn's video, she was saying that part of why her and Sid had beef is because Sid would be calling and texting from different fake accounts trying to get at Joe any way she could.
all of a sudden Joe's cousin called him off Messenger, and I'm like, okay, it's your cousin. I'm whatever, tuned out. All of a sudden I hear him go, what? Bitch. Turns out it was not his cousin. And I was like, who the fuck is that? Turns out this bitch Sydney is on the phone laughing, talking about hee, pull up in Magnolia. It turns out his cousin was at some party, and while they was at the party, she ran to this girl who said that do you know Joe? Kept asking everybody, do you know Joe? Do you know Joe?
Sydney has always made it seem like they were the ones messing with her and bothering her and kept hitting her up, and that she was so completely over them and she just wanted them to leave her alone. But it looked like she was going out of her way to hit him up. She made it very clear that Sid was asking for a fight. She invited them there. They knew where she was because she told them. How the fuck did Krislyn set you up? She might have been fake, but she didn't set you up.
Krislyn did not set it up. I set it up. Me and myself set it up because she really set it up. Like, girl came in Joe's phone.
I think Sydney just wasn't expecting Krislyn to be there laughing and recording when they were supposed to be back cool and being friends again. Caitlyn was also saying that a bunch of people wanted the fight to happen because apparently Sid had been talking a lot of shit. So, and she was also doing stuff like this, apparently.
At some point, it was just like, girl, this is fucking psychotic. This bitch would just do crazy shit like that and always comment on my shit and just do weird shit. And then she would always go on the internet to y'all and always try to make it seem like Joe's just this horrible person. Oh, he beat me up, all this and this. But you're constantly in his phone pegging for him. Like, very much mental facility send her off. This bitch would literally post videos of her like dumping the bottle of Zans in her mouth because this bitch is a pillhead. She would literally, all the pills she had just down the drain into her mouth, and she was like, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't want to be with me, all this. But why?
You know what's even funny? It's actually not that funny, but like, I remember Krislyn and Sid would kind of laugh and make fun of Krislyn's ex-boyfriend Prince for him always threatening to kill himself. And I think Sid even said that Joe would threaten to kill himself whenever they try to break up with those guys. Come to find out, they both were doing that shit. Apparently, Krislyn like fake cut her wrist like in front of him, like while she was crying, breaking down.
I felt like so helpless, y'all. I have never done this before, but y'all, I literally in front of this boy cut my wrist in front of him, y'all. I was sitting there like bawling my eyes out and he was not caring, and I was just like.
And then you have Sid pretending to take a handful of pills, which Caitlyn said she spit out. Like, what the fuck is going on? Are y'all insane? Are y'all delirious? This don't make no sense. Why the fuck are we doing this goofy ass shit? In my opinion, in all sincerity, I think they both need therapy. That shit is not normal. Also, in her stories and on her posts, like, she would be kind of saying things that was like basically saying that she was heartbroken still. But you definitely can't be putting yourself in those type of situations either, where you're looking for an issue. I think they would go back to each other because they were kind of desperate to have like a partner in crime and a best friend, and they were always available to each other. I hope they both get it the fuck together because this is not it. This is clown behavior. They definitely need to heal, and I hope they do. Just separate from each other. That's it. That's the video. This shit took way too fucking long.